What's up, everyone, and welcome back to another new Comic Book Day haul. I'm your host, AR Comics, and typically I would be going over my top 10 list today, but you guys already know it was a super light week. I only picked up 7 total issues this week. I missed out on Freak Snow issue number 2, and I wasn't able to find Usagi Yojimbo issue number 1 for the new series, but I did grab 7 awesome issues, and I can't wait to rank and review them for you. But before I get started off on this list, if you are new to the channel, I drop weekly comic book content that'll keep you up to date on all the latest releases. So if you don't want to miss out on that, make sure you hit the subscribe button down low and a little bell to get notified every time I drop new content. You won't regret it. And now, without further ado, let's get started on this top 7 list. So I hope you all had a fantastic new comic book day this week and you picked up all the books you wanted to read. Before I get started off on this top 7 list, I just want to make a quick channel announcement. So you guys already know, every Sunday I do my new comics this week previews video, and then on Thursday I do my new comic book day top 10. I did do haul videos every Tuesday, but I only want to put out a haul when I have something really good to show off. I don't want to put out a video just for the sake of putting out a video, but I am going to be adding 2 different types of episodes to the channel. I'm not going to be talking about what they are just yet, but be on the lookout for them. It's probably going to be once a month to every other month. I'm going to be dropping both of them. I'm really excited to do it. Make sure you're subbed up, you got notifications on, because I'm going to be dropping more info as time gets closer to me making the actual video for this one. Now, as far as this week goes, as I've talked about it, it was an incredibly light week. I only grabbed 7 different issues. I missed out on a few other ones as well that I'm going to keep my eyes open for. And as always, I'm going to try to keep this as spoiler-free as possible, but you guys already know spoilers are probably going to happen. I do my best to let you guys know they're going to happen, but just be aware of that. So to kick this top 7 list off, coming in at number 7 this week, this is Dark Horse's brand new one, Parasomnia, issue number 1. This is cover A, and a lot of people have told me you should definitely check this one out. It's going to be a cool issue. I mean, it's written by Cullen Bunn. He's a great writer, and this was a very interesting story. I thought the artwork, not bad. This artwork is definitely growing on me. It's the same artist that did Maniac in New York. I believe it was the same one as Bunny Mask issue number 1 as well. And at first I didn't really like it in Maniac of New York. Maybe it was just the coloring of it, but it's definitely growing on me as I'm reading more stories. It fits very well with the story that's being told right now. So in this issue, we've got kind of 2 different actual stories going on, and I thought it was very well done. It was a little mysterious. I kind of didn't really know what was going on at first. I didn't know who these characters were. I didn't know what the whole point of what they were trying to do was, but it all came together towards the end, and then they gave a little bit of description on the very last page that's kind of setting up the rest of the series. I'm definitely going to be continuing on with this one. So we've got one, I believe it's like the 1800s. This man, he's on the run, but he's trying to find his son. And then we have one in the present day. He's a homeless man, and same thing, he's trying to find his son. So is this the same person right now? Are they in 2 different worlds? I believe they said something about one might be a dream world while one's reality. I don't know. I was reading some other people's reviews on this one as well, and a lot of people seem to have liked this one, but a lot of people are saying the same thing. A little bit more on the mystery side, but I definitely think you should check this one out. Little different. It's not the typical new comic book day book that I'm used to, but for those reasons, we've got Parasomnia issue number 1 coming in at number 7. Next up on my list, we've got coming in at number 6 this week. This is AWA Upshots Redemption, issue number 5 of 5. This is cover A, and it's also the end of the series. I think they did a fantastic job wrapping this one up. I'd say overall, this was a very successful series. I love the artwork, I love the pacing, and just the overall story that they were trying to tell, I just think was very well done. And the Butcher, she is a fantastic character. They're trying to categorize her as this monster, but she's so misunderstood. She's really not that bad of a person that everyone's trying to make her out to be. She basically was run out of this town, and then she had to go live her own life. Sure, she did some bad things, and she's definitely still a badass character, but she's just a little misunderstood. Now, this issue summed it all up perfectly. She's coming into town, and she is just letting all hell break loose. The Butcher's here to save Rose, her mom, the citizens of that town, and then she's after Stonewater, and they finally had the showdown that we've all been waiting for. I really don't want to spoil what all happened, but I feel like I read this issue so fast, it's like I took one breath, and the issue was done. There wasn't a ton of dialogue. We knew what was coming. It was just going to be a massive action-packed issue, but we didn't need words for this one. We knew what was going on. So for those reasons, we've got Redemption issue number 5 coming in at number 6. Definitely check this one out. It was a hell of a read. And now we've got coming in at number 5 this week, this is Images, crossover, issue number 7, this is cover A. I'm not sure if this is exactly a brand new arc because this one's written by Chip Zdarsky and it is going back to Donny Cates after this one, but for this, I'm going to call it a brand new arc. I really liked this issue. I thought it was extremely well done, and I wish the whole story was kind of written more like this. I understand how the first arc was going, I understand everything he had to do with that, with a massive setup, but I just really didn't like it that much. I expected a lot more stuff, and I honestly only picked this one up because it was written by Chip Zdarsky, but If the arc continues on with how this issue was written, I'm 100% on board, and I cannot wait to see where they go with this one. So the way this one starts off is we have Chip Zdarsky, who is the main character of this issue. But the way that this story is now going is that some other monster or something that came out of this entire crossover is hunting down comic book writers. We got to see a little bit about that, and I believe the first issue, it showed that I think Brian K. Vaughan was killed and a couple other artists and writers were missing, but now in this one it's talking about how they're being hunted down. I thought that was an awesome concept. I'm going to continue on with this series, but if the next issue kind of goes a different direction or it's not exactly like this, I'm probably going to call it quits because overall I really didn't like the first arc that much. This is probably my favorite issue of the entire series so far. So for those reasons, we have crossover issue number 7 coming in at number 5. Next up, we've got coming in at number 4 this week. This is Fantagraphics Red Room issue number 2. This is cover A, and there were a lot of comments on the last video whether or not this book was coming out on June 30th or not. My shop had it. They weren't sure if they were going to be getting it or not, but on the Fantagraphics website, it still says that July 7th is the release date for this one. So check with your LCS, check some different online shops. They might have it. I saw some places you could pre-order it, other places you could still order it. So just do some research. You might be able to get yourself a copy before July 7th. Now, as far as this issue goes, I'm a big fan of the series so far. So if you're not into this type of stuff, just move on to issue number 3, but I'm going to be continuing on with this review. It's very mature, it's very gory, it's very graphic, it's also black and white, and it's 100% meant for mature readers. It says banned in 8 countries. I don't know how real that is or not. I didn't do the research, but it is a very adult read. This one picks up kind of where the last one left off. So you have the Red Room. You have one group who does the online torturing. This one feels as though it's a different perspective. It's a different group of people. That's why you have the poker face. They had to take some time off, which I guess allowed the other group to become successful. But now they are back in the business. And it's just a story being told from now this group of people. This one you should read for yourself. I don't want to get too in depth with this because, like I said, it's pretty much a torture book, very graphic, and if their kids are still watching this one, I'm not going to be talking about all of that stuff with them watching. So for those reasons, I did enjoy this. Let's talk about it more in the comments section down low. But we've got Red Room issue number 2 coming in at number 4. And now we've got coming in at number 3 this week. This is Images, The Department of Truth, issue number 10. This is cover A, and in this issue, they are hunting Bigfoot. Not really, though. It's definitely a tease. It's a little bit more on the boring side. I feel like these last few issues have definitely been more boring, not a lot of action, not a lot of even plot progression, but James Tynion continues to kill it with the storytelling. A couple issues ago, we got introduced to Hawk, and then Hawk got introduced to Cole, and they are 2 completely different characters, and I love the conversations that they have with each other. One is just off the wall crazy, but he has to be. He's a head dude at the Department of Truth. Well, retired, I guess, but either way, he's back and he's doing what he does best. Cole is new. He doesn't really know anything. He's learning, but it's just crazy for him to hear all this stuff that Hawk is telling him. And now this issue, a complete setup. It does have to do with Bigfoot, and I do love Bigfoot. Is he real? I don't know. I've never seen him, but it'd be cool to find out if he was real. Maybe if we all come together and we start thinking he is real, the Department of Truth is going to happen. Someone's going to see him at some point. But with this issue, like I've been talking about, the storytelling's phenomenal. And the one thing I really liked is the letters that are in this issue. It's just a father writing a letter to his son about Bigfoot and how he wants to make him proud and just that his whole life wasn't wasted looking for this creature. And I just thought that was so incredible that James Tynion did that. For those reasons, I will always suggest this series. Some issues slower than others, some are way better than others, but man, this series has been on top of it. We've got the Department of Truth, issue number 10, coming in at number 3. And here we go. We're down to the top 2 issues of the week. We have coming in at number 2 this week. This is Marvel's Black Widow, issue number 8. This is cover A, and Kelly Thompson continues to kill it on this series. I am loving this Black Widow series so much. In my opinion, this might be some of Kelly Thompson's best work right now. So with this issue, I felt like the pacing was perfect. It started off a little slow. We got to see all of our main characters together. They're kind of plotting what their plans are, where they're going to be going, and just basically the direction of of this issue. Then they go off in their separate ways. We get to see Black Widow. She's doing her detective work. Her sister's out there doing the heavy lifting. She's trying to do some fighting. And then we have the other character doing some detective work out in the field as well. I'm not going to be spoiling who that is. You got to read this series for yourself. But then they kind of all come together. They all figure out some things. And Black Widow, obviously, she comes in. She saves the day. So we have a little bit of fighting as well. We had some nice storytelling, some plot progression, some character development as well for the other ones that they've been dealing with. The ones that have the superpowers that are trying to figure out who the cult leader is. And then they finished it up with some nice action. And I just cannot wait to see where they go with this story. We got left on a cliffhanger. And like I was just saying, this is a must read. This is some of my favorite stuff that Kelly Thompson is doing right now. So for those reasons, we have Black Widow, issue number 8, coming in at number 2. And this is it, my top read of the week. We have coming in at number 1 this week. This is Marvel's brand new miniseries, The United States of Captain America, issue number 1. This is cover A, and I was not planning on picking this one up at all. It was a very last second grab, and I'm so happy I did. My shop recommended it. I missed out on a few other books as well, so I thought to myself, why not give it a shot? It's a brand new series. It has a first appearance of Aaron Fisher. He's kind of the next Captain America. He doesn't have powers though. But man, this issue was so much better than I expected it to. There will be spoilers in this though, because like I said, I really loved it, and I know you guys need to give this one a shot because I'm not even reading anything with Captain America. So to give this one a shot and just blow my mind away like that, I had to do it. So with this one, it starts off with Captain America. We've got Falcon as well, and it turns into a chase, a fight. There's some villain, we don't know who he is, and he steals Captain America's shield, so that's the whole beginning of the issue. Once that kind of gets resolved a little bit, we don't know who the villain is. We get to meet Aaron Fisher, an extremely likable character. He's a homeless kid, he lives on the railroads, and he tries to help them out. He basically is telling Captain America that we have all these other homeless people that basically have some underground homeless society of Captain Americas. None of them have powers. They're just trying to do good in the world, which was extremely cool. And then once we get past that a little bit, it turns into basically Aaron Fisher's story, kind of where it takes from there. And his story was very good too. And I just like everything that they did with this. I know all these issues are going to be a little bit different. I think each issue we get introduced to another newer Captain America. I'm not 100% sure on that though. I hope to bring back Aaron Fisher, maybe give him his own little series. Very likable character, extremely well done book. Definitely give it a shot if you can. But for those reasons, we've got The United States of Captain America, issue number 1, coming in at number 1. So what do you guys think about this week's new comic book day? An extremely light week. I only grabbed 7 different issues. I missed out on a couple other ones. Let me know down below in the comment section what your top read of the week was. And thank you for watching this video. If you did enjoy it, make sure you hit that thumbs up button. And if you don't want to miss out on any of my upcoming content, go ahead and hit the subscribe button down low and a little bell to get notified every time I drop new content. You won't regret it. And I've got 2 more videos sitting off to the side here with more of my comic book content. Click on one of those and I'll see you in the next one. Have a great day.